ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, known as America's top foundational health coach. For now 43 years, it has been my honor when I was in conventional practice to bring over 30,000 of my client patients through 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat lost. And in the COVID era, when I ended up saying that, I guess I'm unretiring because I knew I had a mission. See, who you're going to hear from today said, I have a mission. He is mission driven. Well, so is I. And I can say that over 3,000 of my client patients now have received the remedy, have regained, reframed, and rejuvenated their lives with this amazing, amazing body called the body is a miracle making machine. It can and will heal itself. We do this each and every Monday on Mindset Mondays for 30 minutes. And then we do it again on Life's Milkshake Moments on Thursday evening. And what we're doing here, we're going to be taking a little break, as I said to my listening audience. We'll be having some of the best of 2023. Why? Because the following 2 weeks, we're going to be down in Boca getting ready for this amazing event with our retreat and really a symposium on how to do health and experience health, just not learn about it. And then Dr. Bob Bear and I are going to take off some time just to go on some kind of island, some kind of somewhere. So after you know this and you know us, just go ahead and be a part of us because it is necessary. As Les Brown says, the greatest of all times, it is necessary for you to do what only you can do. Go about it as though your life depends on it, because at the end of the day, it does. It's possible for you to create a new mindset. When you see the energy and the quantum energy of this amazing guest of ours today, David Dennis, you feel his energy. You know that it is possible for me, it's possible for you, and it's possible for all of us. So knowing as we're getting into, it was now birthday month. Yes, Dr. Jody Bear is turning 70. So this is even more poignant right now as we look for our commercial break from livefreely.tv. They're going to be live down in Boca. They're going to be there with us in person to experience how we can take care of the proactive aging, and we can know exactly so that it's not hard to adult your parents. You can have the confidence of Live Freely and our Buddy app that is just an amazing feat. So let's watch and see how you can have proactive aging and livefreely.org.
Aging seniors face a variety of challenges when it comes to their health and well-being. Now, there's a way to take control of aging. Meet Buddy, your personal health assistant. Buddy is a cutting-edge digital health solution that empowers seniors and their caregivers to be proactive in aging. The platform works on smartwatches worn by the senior and paired to their phone. Buddy automatically detects, predicts, and prevents falls. If a fall is detected, your loved one's watch will vibrate and display fall detected, I'm okay, or help me. At the same time, an alert is sent to the caregiver and a 5-minute countdown begins. If the alert is not addressed within the 5 minutes, Buddy will automatically connect to 911. Many times, a loved one is prescribed a walker or cane when they become a fall risk. Through Bluetooth and gamification, Buddy encourages the use of assistive walking devices by providing points that can be converted to gift cards. Buddy also reminds your loved ones to take their medications on time. One of its most innovative features, Buddy uses all the data it collects to create a personalized baseline and measures deviations to alert of potential health issues. Gain greater connectedness, peace of mind, independence, and security through Buddy, your personal health assistant. To learn more, visit www.buddylife.com.
And we know that we can live freely because what we teach here, Health Coach Jody, what we teach with Healthopedia 365, it's a daily thing. Energy creates vitality, which turns into longevity. Let's just live freely. Today. And I do know that the device is covered by all medical insurance. And I will say, AARP and this Medicare card that I've had for a while. So it's really, really an advantage. So I'm just going to say, let's just bring on the guest, because this wonderful human being that came into my life last week, and I'm going to say a big shout out. The reason I'm on Traverse TV, the reason I am here on this platform is because of Tom Chesser. And our guest here, one again, is one of those, as David Dennis calls him, a super connector. Tom Chesser. And David Dennis is exactly that. I'm so thrilled that he has stepped up, that he's going to be speaking at our Boca Raton retreat on nutrition, density, abundance, and the power of choice. We're going to be talking about those four today. But David Dennis is an entrepreneur. He's dedicated to improving nutrition, density, and bioavailability in soil, plants, animals, and humans, utilizing these new technologies, including extrusion, harmonics, kind of like singing. Those harmonics are important, staying in the flow, light, pressure, and vibration. He is the director of research and development for Void Space Labs. Void space. We have a lot of void. We need to have that come up so we know what we can do in that space, so it's no longer void. Isn't that true? And then he actually promotes wellness. He is that wellness guru. He exudes wellness. He is absolutely, as Les Brown says, what we need in this world is a collective community of heart-centered, community, others, servant-driven, and like-minded with a beautiful heart. I knew that from first listen. As I just bring up on our stage, with great honor that I bring up David Dennis, research and development, man to man. David Dennis is with the plan. And nutrition entrepreneur. Let's get into this Mindset Monday, shall we?
Thank you, Dr. Jody. It's a pleasure. And of course, thanks to Tom Chesser as well for the introduction. Every chance we get to talk about the opportunities in nutrition and wellness and restoration of depleted minerals and such that we've all been led down the path for, it gives us an opportunity to truly achieve that mindset of abundance and restore our health, restore our families, restore our communities. It's what we're about is pulling those like-minded people together and then giving them tools and resources they can implement in their own communities with their own families.
Well, and I'm sure you just didn't wake up one day and say, well, I'm going to be a research and development on bioavailability in soil. What were the beginnings of, I'm just assuming with that lovely voice and that Texas accent, was it that soil in Texas, or did it come from somewhere else?
Oh, it actually came from, I guess you'd call it an epiphany or a vision I had back when I was big into real estate developments and restorations and community development side of things. I realized that money wasn't really what we were after. We were after the value that was commodities based and the nutrition of our commodities for our children and our children's children. Mm-hmm. And so I realized that part of my mission needed to be bringing manufacturing back to America in small towns and local communities to improve bioavailability and nutrition density for plants, animals, and humans. So that was back in about 2007. And I've been on that path ever since, to where, as you said, I've met with now Director of Research and Development for Void Space Labs and helping people understand that void space is actually not an empty space, but rather the unlimited abundance that hasn't been yet brought into density. So
profound.
It's truly the unlimited abundance of the divine itself.
say that again, because I'm interrupting, but I'm really not, because that people are going to need to hear that one more time.
Sure.
About void space is not an empty space, but
It's an unlimited resource of the divine. You see, we call it the 0 point energy field. Until the unlimited potential has been brought into the density of matter, it is an unlimited potential to be anything.
mm,
Until we slow it down to become matter, that's the quantum field. So we're literally bringing the unlimited potential of the divine energy of everything and slowing it down until it's matter as we can perceive it. The void is actually the unlimited, not empty. It's literally
mm.
the exact opposite of what we're taught. So hence void space technologies, we're bringing resources, harmonics, frequencies, plasma magnetic arrays, all kinds of things into helping restore the vibrational frequency of wellness. Think of it like a tuning fork. When
Mhm.
you ring a tuning fork, if you've got another tuning fork tuned the same way in the room, it'll create a sympathetic resonance and it'll start
Yeah.
to sing. We're looking to make our bodies sing with that same wellness.
Like the sounding bowls that I do at yoga. It's just that vibrational thing, because we're vibrational frequency beings. It's just not with me being David, a classically trained vocal musician. Yes, our vocal cords, even when we talk, they're making a vibration. Shouldn't we vibrate with this kind of resonance throughout? So all that to say, here I've got a soil guy, I've got a dirt guy. So how did you begin doing that research? What is your background, Dennis?
Oh, my
This
background's pretty diverse, but what I was doing at the time was working on reestablishing a wet corn mill, bringing it out of the dust mothballs and pulling it back together, and utilizing some of those modified corn starches for different products. We found that we could do everything from extract gold to, basically create higher premium animal feeds, soil foods, plant foods. And I started realizing that our microbiome that's in the dirt, that's also that feeds our plants, that feeds our animals, that feeds us, is actually all that same microbiome. So if we start treating
compatible, it's like
everything,
those two tuning forks. It's the same thing.
it's all the same frequencies, it's all the same resonance. Life is life throughout all layers. So if we feed the life with the highest quality we can, if we're good stewards of our soil and our plants and our animals, it promotes wellness because the density of the nutrition that we're stacking in then multiplies coming back out in resonance with the mycelium, with the microbiotics, with the plant and animal species within the rhizome layer. All of it is interrelated to our human wellness.
And I think about the saying, "No man is an island." Well, we're not an island. We're all connected and all connected. So, what was your background, David? Were you a biologist? Were you a scientist from back in the days when we had those little science kits at home, or what is the
Well,
story here?
I did grow up kind of in a chemistry laboratory. My mother was a project manager for Abbott Laboratories, and when I
Okay.
was born, she was the head chemist for Sarasota Memorial Hospital there in Sarasota, Florida. So we grew
Wow.
up in that area. My family has a long history. Helped found Hardee County and part of Boca Raton area. My grandfather and many other family members. So I grew up in South Florida, but playing around with chemistry was kind of my mother's thing. I was more of a physicist. So my first attempt at a college degree was in astronautical engineering and theoretical physics. So you can imagine the dinner table conversations about how physics was more important than chemistry back and forth between my
Oh,
mother and I. She's actually the second woman to ever graduate with a degree in chemistry from Florida State.
wow.
So quite an interesting background of history, but it's now proven up that yes, physics is what is the foundation of chemistry. Energy, light, magnetism, resonance, and light are what create everything in our world. And so when we start with the foundations and work our way up with coherent resonance, we can get anything we desire with respect to building, regrowth, regeneration, and optimum health.
Well, and we're regrowing, and I tell you, and rejuvenating. I mean, it's the body, as I said earlier on, is that the body is a miracle making machine. It can and will heal itself, but you've got to give it the right stuff to heal itself. And boy, you've got this right stuff. I think you're on to such a thing. I want to just, go ahead and say the reason you're even here, the 2 degrees of separation. I met Jeremy and Jason. I met them at Money and You with Dame Doria. We hit it off. I would say it was love at first vibration, and we just were in that we were in that space. We were in that void space of unlimited potential, and it's been beautiful. They're in our book, where they're a part of Healthopedia, but then they send me your way, and I'm just so grateful. That's what real people do. We send real people to meet with other real people. So we're going to take just a quick commercial break. We'll be back talking about this void space. We'll be back in just a moment as we look and talk about what is this Healthopedia, this thing that you've been seeing everywhere. If you haven't seen it on my broadcast, well, you've just been under a rock, because everybody knows you got to be in Boca February 23rd and 24th. So let's just take a look, take a listen, and we'll know about the mission and vision to fruition, which is Healthopedia, the book, Healthopedia, the tour, Healthopedia, the mission for you.
While being mentored and studying with the iconic pioneer in natural healer, Dr. Hulda Clark, and experiencing her life-changing practices and protocols, a goal card was written and dated in 1984 stated, "I will write the Eastern medical version of the PDR, Physician's Desk Reference. The universe delivered a sign to actualize this goal. Now in 2023, we are experiencing vision and mission into fruition. Healthopedia has arrived, led by the iconic 20th and 21st century icon, Dr. Bernie Siegel, MD, author of Love, Medicine, and Miracles, along with 42 extraordinary healing world changers that will motivate, educate, inspire, and propel you along your own path to wholeness, wellness, and abundance. Every compelling story will uplift you to your own epiphany of health isn't something you do, it's what you become along life's journey."
So health isn't something you do. It's what you become along life's journey. That's really both of our missions, isn't it, Dennis? So what has this mission, now that you partnered with Void Space Technologies, and I just got to say this. You didn't have to say, well, I'm going to leave this beautiful state of Texas, my family, whatever, to spend a long weekend with us, but you're going to. Why did you say yes for being a part of what we're doing here with Healthopedia? And
Well, it's about, the pillars of health, as you mentioned. It's about collaborations of finding others with a similar mindset. And it's a new age. Instead of competition and trying to keep all of our resources and technologies to ourselves, we're seeking collaborators to bring out our technologies to all like-minded individuals. So when getting an opportunity to work with Jeremy and Jason, or they get pulled away over to LA, and then folks like Dr. Glenn Ryan, who's one of the other speakers, is also a friend of mine, and Tom Chester, that's trying to help bring these mindset-like people together for collaborations. We're seeking the best of the best technologies. We're not beholden to only what we produce and develop. We want to celebrate everybody's technologies so that we can all share the best for us, our families, and our community. And that's really the mindset. It's collaboration and it's abundance.
Well, and that collaboration and abundance, because I said when I began being a health coach all these many years, it's not that the AMA is better. It's necessary for certain things. Western medical doctors, if I broke an arm, I'd want to go and have it set by an orthopedist. I wouldn't go ahead and do supplementation. It'll aid in the healing, but you got to have the bone set. Now, that being said, the AMA is better because they're more organized. That's why the time has come. David, that's why I'm sitting here humbled to say that our book went international bestseller, the Healthopedia book, in 3.5 hours. all 13 markets, and it's been picked up now to move us forward to New York Times bestseller. The time is now. You know that. I know that. So, what are you going to be? Don't you love this title? Let's just go to him. I'm not sure what happened there. All of a sudden, I disappeared, but now I'm back. That's why we're going to take that one out there. So, as I was saying, David, that nutrition density, it's not like, because I bet you agree with this. You can have organic, and then there's organic that's not quite as organic because the soil has not been replenished. So he's got that bioavailability. He's going to talk about nutrition density, abundance, and the power of choice. Give us a little trailer. Now, we're not going to, give the whole thing away, because guess what? It's a deal where they got to come and see us
That's why you got to get to the talk. Exactly. But okay, nutrition density. I'll give you a little teaser of some of the products that I'm currently in development on. With extrusion proteins of plant-based products, I've been able to achieve nutrition density, meaning the amount of nutrition in a gram of weight of product that's equal to as high as 4 times that of sirloin steak by nothing but mechanical methodology.
Four times.
Up to 4 times the bioavailable nutrition of sirloin steak. We've been able to achieve recipes for the home where, for instance, one of my loaves of bread that I make incorporates an entire week's supply of food for one person in a single loaf of bread, with respect to all of your amino acids, all of your B vitamins, all of your selenium, your boron, your zinc, your manganese, your copper, your magnesium. Basically, we've been able to create recipes that allow an inexpensive, super premium organic way of eating that allows you to have more choice. And when I say choice, I mean not just choice as in the way most people think about it, but more of a depth of choice, to where we're not forcing our body, we're not forcing our plants, we're not forcing our environment to our will. We're instead providing the microbiome, we're providing the plant, we're providing our bodies with the resources so that our bodies and our divine spirit can choose the resources it needs without being force fed in a direction.
Boy, and as I love one of the things, and you'll just, I'll tell you, you'll fall in love with Dr. Jim Marinakis, my teacher trainer, the one that's teaching us the process that we're going to be doing and experiencing health. This isn't going to be one of these things where we listen to lecture after lecture, talk after talk, and then you've got to go ahead and feel like I've got to take a nap for a month. No. This is we're going to experience health. We're going to experience your brain power. I hope that after I hear your talk, I think I'm already, after our broadcast here, I think my IQ went up a little bit. David, I want to thank you for that. That's just the way you are. But when you know this, you're going to do better. And if you can give all that nutrition to your body, what will happen to your energy, vitality, and longevity?
Well, here's one of the major secrets. Not only we have that nutrition density and bioavailability, what that means is we are literally having less waste.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the big secrets of health and wellness. Reduce the amount of waste that we have to process. You see, if you're spending your energy processing waste to eliminate, you're not spending it on your life and your freedom and your family.
No.
If you have less waste, you have more energy. There's nothing for us to be putting together a 18, 20 hour day. And then, what it's like to travel on tours or to be speaking. When I was out in LA here, last week, we were, finishing at 2:30 in the morning and back up at 7 in the morning to hit the ground running till 2:30 in the morning again, 5 days straight. And I was never tired. I never had to load up on coffee. Thanks to Jeremy Hoffman and his Not Coffee with Oasis Adaptogens, his functional mushrooms are a great alternative. Thanks to Jason and his void space technologies and monoatomic compounds providing trace mineralizations of copper and manganese and platinum and gold, all these monoatomic compounds that give you trace mineralizations. It literally gives the body resources to provide you ongoing energy. And so you get to choose to sleep. Oh, I have a little time now. I can sleep. I'll restore and recharge. But you can just keep going literally for days if you have everything at your beck and call and you have a purpose to fulfill.
Yes, and that's what you're doing to fulfill. I tell you, I knew this was going to go like this. I knew it was, but I really want to spend just a couple of the remaining minutes saying this is the kind of caliber where we'll have our amazing authors, our A-listers. You've heard me go on and on and on about them over the last few weeks, but then you, David, Dr. Glenn Ryan, Paul Getter, who is absolutely one of the most primo business executive coaches that on the globe. And he says, well, how about bringing the spiritual aspect of business in? So we've got treats for you, but it's the process. It's doing the simple things that you can do that people think they know health, but do they really do it? That's where we're going to be bringing to the world. You'll be able to take that back to void space technologies. This is a little different twist on what we've already been doing. It's not proprietary. Dr. Jim and I are giving this away freely because that's what true humanitarians do. And speaking of true humanitarian, tell us about this extragrowfoundation.org. I know this is one of your many non-for-profits. I wanted to give it a little bit of shine in our last moments.
Well, thank you very much. Yes. Extra Grow Foundation is a public charity, recognized 501c3, extragrowfoundation.org. It's designed to teach children about premium organic agriculture, have a path for experiential learning. Generally, we use the funds collected, and 100% of it goes back out to brochures, training manuals, and product to teach children about premium organic agriculture. So you'll see young kids planting fruits and vegetables in their own school or their own backyard areas for the first time. And then the beauty of it is they go out and they taste what true premium organic agriculture is. And the flavors are so strong and so more powerful. I won't get into Glenn's talk, but he just sent me a draft, and I was very pleased to see the incredible proof he now has of the improvement in direct nutrition density, mineralization when you're growing with our Extra Grow product. We're getting it into the hands of children so they can experience it for themselves. And then the goal is when they go home for dinner and they go to the grocery store and they get a tomato that was grown hydroponically versus the one they grew themselves, they're going to be going, Mom and Dad, we need to grow our own. This other stuff doesn't taste very good. What I can grow myself is so much more flavorful. And guess what? Flavor is health.
Flavor is health. When a tomato tastes sweet, you know you're on something, what it's going to do for your heart. And speaking of sweet, David, I just am so looking forward. I want to thank you already, what you've done for helping us fill these remaining seats with your and thank you for filling us with knowledge today. More than anything, this has been an extraordinary time. As I always say, that health isn't something you do. It's what you become along life's journey. Become health with us. Learn, because when you know better, isn't it true, David, you do better.
And thank you for bringing us a bigger community that we can share with and learn from, because we don't know it all. We're still exploring and looking for new technologies and ways to do what we already do better, because the true secret to intelligence is willing to question your own beliefs. And so we're always questioning what we already think we know to see if there isn't a better choice. So thank you for bringing us that reach and new people into our collective.
Be better, do better. This is what we do. So as I say, thank you, David, for being my guest here on Mindset Monday to really give us something. As I've said, you epitomize this. I was so excited about something that my husband, being the world-renowned archaeologist as you do, and I said, why didn't you say that you found this ship after, this is a find they've been waiting forever, and you put the pieces of the puzzle together. And he said to me, David, he said, when you're the best, people will feel you. Feel David Dennis, feel his partner, Dr. Glenn Ryan, feel the process with us. Because as we say, health isn't something you do. It's what you become along life's journey. So David, until 2 weeks from now, and I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, until we see you next time on Mindset Mondays, just remember, when you're the best, mindset is skill set, which is your legacy. Keep your health high and your mission will follow. So just remember, our little meme to go out with this, just be in Boca. To get what we got. Because energy creates vitality, which transcends to longevity. We're living proof. Do what I do to get what I got. Be in Boca to find out the keys to your health kingdom.